Welcome back, or welcome here if you're new to my channel. Last weekend was Blizzcon 2023, and I thought I would share my opinions on all of the announced content from Blizzard Entertainment and my thoughts on the current state of the game. I mentioned it a couple of times earlier that I wanted to make a ramble video like this, and I thought now is the perfect time. First of all, I did not want to make a reaction video to the announcement trailer for the next expansion, World of Warcraft, The War Within. I think reaction content is really lazy, and I don't care how much views you can get from either faking or overreacting, but I don't think you can overreact to this year's trailer. They made a really fantastic, good-looking cinematic, but I am not invested in the story any longer. And honestly, when I watched the announcement trailer cinematic for the next expansion, I was so bored. I just sat inside of the gaming room watching, and I just felt like, why? I'm not invested any longer, seriously. They announced 3 expansions that are within a saga, I guess. That's what they called it. The first one is War Within, then there's Midnight, and The Last Titan. And they were talking about how they wanted to wrap up the story. I am not quite sure when they decided that all of the expansions, all of the lore is canon to one main storyline, and I have no clue where they are trying to go with this. Everything from the beginning was constructed by the Titans, and the Titans were bigger than all godly figures, and now they're trying to spin it like you have only been manipulated. How old is the game now? Soon reaching a 20-year anniversary, and they're trying to act like all of these 20 years you have been playing and experiencing have just been a plot that they have been set into work 20 years ago. Like, no, that's not what you have been doing. Don't try to fool me. But anyways, the War Within, the next expansion, you are going into the earth, down through holes, I guess, and finding underground societies and new factions. And the only cool part about that is that they're bringing the Nerubians back, but of course they have a new form. They can't just be the Nerubians, but they have to be creatures, humanoid looking things, and that destroys a little bit for me as well. But I reflected over that. Why are they not mentioning that we have done this before with Deepholm back in Cataclysm? So they're doing my girl Therasain dirty. Like, they're not mentioning, especially now with Dragonflight, that we have like the elementals being, the main bad guys, and they're not mentioning Therasain, Neptulon, Alakir, I guess is the Ragnaros. None of the big characters that have been since Classic, or at least Cataclysm, they have not been mentioned at all ever since then, and this is many years ago. So I honestly feel like they are retconning the entire story, and I don't know why. Sure, some parts of the game looked interesting, but I am not planning as of now on buying the new expansions. I felt that way the 2 latest ones, Shadowlands and Dragonflight. I was like, no, I'm out. After Battle for Azeroth, I felt like I reached my point, I love this game, but I just can't anymore. I'm not invested in the current retail storyline. And I bought it, both expansions, and I seriously did not enjoy it. So maybe it's a bit dumb to still have these hopes up for the game, for it to change to what it once was for me, I guess. They have changed quite a lot. I know I'm rambling now, but I started thinking about the War Within trailer cinematic once again. And now they continue to use Anduin Wrynn as a character you want to see more of. Like, no, don't want to see more of this guy. I'm happy he has grown up a bit and look a little bit more like damaged from everything, but it's the same stuff as they did with Sylvanas. They're taking a character you don't want to see and having them as the poster child for several expansions, and you just don't care. I was really happy to see Thrall once again, but you seem like the old war chief, like really a fighter, an orc, being like, oh, you need a time, I don't know. Man, this story is getting too wild for me. I think there is no more war in Warcraft. There is just like fighting new enemies you don't care about every expansion. And I think that's why the story lost me entirely. Like, the thing I loved about World of Warcraft, especially now when the classic and hardcore servers are out, is how you were just someone in a big world, and you have no input to say anything. You just have to find your place within a big world where every faction, every clan, every race have their own motivations to doing stuff. Now they don't have that. They are just good guys, bad guys, and you don't even have any longer like the Horde, the Alliance, because we always fight together. And I think that's lazy storytelling, I guess. But it's up to Blizzard, Activision Blizzard now, I guess. They can do whatever they want with the story, but I feel like I'm tapping out by now. And honestly, the only two reasons to why I still play the game is in retail. I'm working on my tier 3 set for my main character, my priest. I wanted this set forever since I started playing, and now when you can achieve getting it within farming and gold farming within old Nexramas, I have something to do, but when I'm done with that, I might be done for good. Other than that, I've been enjoying hardcore a lot. I am only level 30 on my only character. I have not died yet and I'm loving it, but I don't have the time. I don't have the energy either. When I come home from work, I just want to rest and do other stuff, so it will take its while, but I'm enjoying the journey. And that's what I love about the game. It's the journey, not the end goal. So I guess I could talk a little about the current state of the game as well. They added another allied race, and I just felt like, oh no. So it's another dwarf. We have what now? 3? So we will have the new Earthens, we have the Dark Iron and the regular, and it's just a reskinned model. I don't dislike the Dark Iron dwarves, but this new one is like, after all these years, I'm still waiting for my ogres, and I still can't play an ogre, and that's all I want to do in game. I mentioned that I love the goblins, but I dislike that the goblins are a part of the horde. I think a lot with the great world building was having this third faction back in Classic, having the goblins be like their own faction with Kajisan, Everlook, Ratchet and Booty Bay. They had their neutral auction house and you had to build reputation with them. I think that made the world feel more alive, to have factions. With the goblins, they just want money, they want to make business. And now when there are no in between, it's either like good side, bad side, or just some side against another side. I don't know. The world feels smaller and smaller and smaller, and I still can't play an ogre, and I want to be a male ogre more than anything. So let's hope for that with the Classic Plus, if that ever happens. And I don't know, my hopes are shattered. They also mentioned in a clip from the like announcement of the next expansion, like the old gods are dead. Now we will follow Xalatath in her mission, and I'm like, wait, like no, did you just say that? Did someone from Blizzard officially say like all of the old gods are dead? Like we killed Nsoth in one patch, like the biggest old god of them all, who had the biggest influence on the world, was killed within one patch. I'm getting a bit tilted talking about that, sorry. But it's what I love about fantasy worlds is either this concept like of Warhammer, constant war, there is no resolve to it, just constant fighting and bloodshed. And that was World of Warcraft Classic for me. And then we have this other side that is this cosmic horror, old gods, Lovecraftian, everything like that. And now you're telling me there is no more war, between factions and stuff like that. And there is no more old gods, like you're taking away everything from the game that I love. I don't really know how to feel about that, honestly. But I have been, as I said, playing a lot of Classic and hardcore especially, and I've been enjoying it. I see more now how much I miss the old state of the game, the big open landscapes. I think the newly designed zones are too cramped and they feel claustrophobic, and I want to see a big beautiful open space where I can adventure with my characters and just live in as the role I'm playing. And my biggest passion in the game has always been grinding and farming, especially the reputation farming. I am not a social player. I don't like to raid and play with other players. PvP can be fun, but that has been dead for quite some time, But I love grinding. One of my best memories within the game was achieving the Insane title and achieving the Hero of Shatrath, Feet of Strength. You only had to become exalted with the Alders and the Scryers, and that was such a long grind, and I loved it. I think I take a lot of pride in knowing I do a lot what other people wouldn't have the energy to do within a game. So reputation farming has always been a really big part of my online life, And now with the newer games in retail, I feel like they are taking away that part for me as that kind of player. As you might know, they entirely changed the reputation system, made it into this renown. I think they changed it first in Shadowlands with the renown renown system, but they have had since Legion this ongoing changes to the reputations. And that was like the final nail in the coffin for me. My biggest passion was grinding these really hard reputations with the factions you barely don't even know about. Doing this really test of endurance, and now there's just world quest, daily quest, that's all you do to achieve reputation with the other factions. And now when I log in, I feel like I have nothing to do. My other second thing, I really enjoy this farming with the professions. I have every single achievement for archaeology, and I know a lot of people hate archaeology, but I think that for me was really fun, just like grinding, farming, having this goal, and I really enjoyed that. But I think again Legion was the last expansion they actually had anything to do with archaeology, right? Maybe in Battle for Azeroth, but I don't think so. And now they just changed the whole profession system. Even farming professions like herbalism and mining has their own wheel of thing I don't even want to look into. Like when I play a game, I don't want to start having to look up things on another website because I will lose my interest, When they are changing stuff to be so complicated, I have no clue what I'm doing anymore. I just quit, because why would I even bother when they are changing the things I love? And the absolute biggest reason to why I quit Dragonflight, can you guess what it is? It is this little guy. Like, I absolutely hate in game when the game is trying to force me to do stuff. Like, I always come back to it when I'm playing hardcore, when I'm playing classic. I don't have these pop-up quests that are like, you need to do this to do something else. Like, if I don't want to do a quest, I don't want to do it. If I don't want to do a mission or anything, I don't want to see that. I don't want to have filled quest logs with quests I don't want to do, and I don't understand why I am heading into this new zone and I having this little guy behind me that just, he won't go away whatever I do. And that actually made me not play the expansion. I have not went into the Dragon Isles at all. So that was really a wasted amount of money that I paid for this expansion, because honestly that little guy just made me quit. Honestly, I'm totally serious. So now I don't really know if I am talking about something I don't know, since I don't play this expansion. But something I loved reputation-wise, back again with the reputations, was during the Burning Crusade with the Netherwing faction. And now you need to collect these rare spawn eggs to turn in for reputation. And they did the same thing with the Order of the Cloud Serpent back in Mist of Pandaria, with the Onyx eggs that you would turn in for reputation. And those are dragon eggs you would turn into a faction, so you could acquire a flying mount, a drake, later on. We are now playing Dragon Isles, and they did not use that amazing asset. Did they not think about it? Did they not care about it? Is there a faction like that I just don't know about, or what? I think the game is, every expansion they try to do something brand new. And I play my same game because I like my same old stuff. I don't like new stuff. That might be on me, but those are my feelings on the current state of the game. I miss everything it was once was for me. The open spaces, the grindy gameplay, the journey just to level up. Not focusing on endgame or raids and content like that. Just exploring a big world and exploring the lore behind every faction you come across. That's why I am no longer really playing retail and will most likely quit once I have my full tier 3. Other than that, I did not watch any announcement for any other games because I don't play any other IPs from Blizzard Entertainment. And, well, the only one I thought they might do something with is StarCraft, but we will never see another StarCraft game. Like, I can die on that hill. I don't think they have any more plans to do with that game, and that's such a shame. So I was really disappointed, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. I was chatting with Before Sleep ASMR while watching Blizzcon, and he said the same thing, like, it's bad that you are looking forward to World of Warcraft Classic Cataclysm more than the new expansion. Like, yeah, that's really bad, because Cataclysm was not a really great expansion, honestly. So the only thing they said, nothing about Classic Plus, but Season of Discovery looks to be fun. I might try that out. It's coming out very soon, but I don't know if I had the time or the energy, or if I even want to do that any longer. I think my main focus will be on leveling up my hardcore characters and enjoying that journey. And I will keep doing that, and we will see. Maybe this new expansion will be really good. Who knows? But we will have to see. I might get back into it, but I don't think so for now. I hope you enjoyed this video a little bit. It's just me rambling about my thoughts on the current state of the game.